Ready to jump in the minds of Toronto?
We're going to be talking about everything old and new about our #1 city, Toronto. I'm Dakota.
I'm Destiny.
And this is the Journal. Good afternoon, folks. As one of the biggest cities in the world, Toronto has been through a lot of changes that can bring back nostalgic feelings.
There are many parts of Toronto that we have grown up with that are just not the same anymore. I still get excited when I see a random old rocket bus here and there.
Let's start off with one of the biggest changes that are happening right now to one of our neighborhoods. The Regent Park reconstruction plan that began in 2005 is currently on phases 2 and 3. The construction focuses on rebuilding the neighborhood over the span of 15 to 20 years.
Our team had the chance to bring you an in-depth transformation at this community and its people. Let's take a look at that right now.
My name is Humane Smith, and right now I reside Queen and Dufferin, but I used to live in Regent Park. The borders of Regent Park is Parliament, Gerrard, Shooter, and River Street. I lived in Regent Park for 15 years with my family, and we were moved to Scarborough because of the revitalization. We did not come back because we didn't get a notice that the part where our home was first broken down was rebuilt. It was like very family oriented. Everyone in Regent Park were family. Your neighbors, you knew everyone who was in their family. You knew like their pets' names and stuff. It was like a community, and we all helped each other. We were very close, and then since the revitalization, like I've been back to the hood because I work there, and you don't really see much people. A lot of the time it's like you see people coming in and going out. It's more of a business, I would say. It's not more of a community or family oriented.
My name is Ian Peter McClarty. I'm 16 and I live in Southside Regent Park. I think that everything that's happening is good with all the rebuilding, because some of the houses were really old and kind of like damaged, and you know, they were fitting a bunch of people that couldn't really stay. And then now we have like giant skyscrapers almost, and they kind of can fit more people can be in the area. We have a bigger community that's going to be coming. I think that's cool. I do use the aquatic center, mainly in the summertime, because it's the only pool that I feel is near enough.
One of the pros I could say that they really did a good job was bringing in the new aquatic center, and the infrastructure with the new south side, the center, the community rec center is actually, they really improved that. There's 3 floors, I think, and before it was only 2 floors and a basement. Now it's 3 floors and a basement, and with the Daniel Spectrum, they actually improved that. We never used to have that, and they brought in the paint box, which a lot of incorporations. It incorporates a lot of different programs too with children. Before, we never used to have that. They have like a music program now. They have an arts program. They have a multicultural program. We never used to have that back in the days. I like one thing I do like is what they brought to the community, and it was change. I like that, so I don't have a problem with the look. It's just how a lot of people I know who have moved out of the hood and are expecting to get letters back saying that they want to come back to their new homes have not gotten that yet. So that's one thing I could say that's a con, but I do like what they have done with the overall look of the community.
I could hardly recognize the place. It's nice to see some of the old art and graffiti still intact through all this construction.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's completely done. Only 9 more years. This next doc is a bit closer to home. Last week, Centennial College housed an Up All Night fundraiser here at the Story Arts campus. This event was done to bring a bench to our school.
A 7 to 7 event that brought attention to mental health awareness, and all the help is available right here at Centennial. We've got all the clips from this event, and stay tuned for a live performance later on in the show.
Hey, welcome! Make sure you write your name down on the name tag and tell us what keeps you up all night.
My name is Galina and I'm part of the events team that's organizing this event, which is an up all night event. It's fundraising for the Friendship Bench Foundation. All proceeds will go towards getting a bench installed on our campus in September. And it's basically going to be a safe space for students to come and talk about their mental health concerns. A judgment-free zone where they can kind of talk and open up. Today is an event that's geared towards having students, come forward with their issues and talk to the employers and say how important this issue is and that the employers should do something about it.
Hi, I'm Jillian. I'm a volunteer on the committee that helped plan this event. I'm also a student here at Centennial College.
So I'm in the Centennial College Public Relations and Corporate Communications Graduate Certificate Program here at the Story Arts Center, and our program coordinator, Donna Lindell, she basically came up with this idea for Project Fusion, which takes on special important causes to the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. And this year it was mental health in the workplace, specifically targeting millennials.
Hi, my name's Eric Dunn. I'm a counselor here at Centennial College. I've been here 25 years, almost 26. I have worked at every campus here except this wonderful SAC. I never worked here. So I have a good sense of what students bring to counseling. Well, there's health and there's relationship issues. Probably the number one issue we see in our offices would be relationship. So whether that's I'm in an abusive relationship, I've been in an abusive relationship, I'm having problems with my parents, with my boss, those kinds of issues are very common here. And so we work with students on how to deal with those more effectively and hopefully lessen the stress.
My name is Svetlana and I'm a counselor at Centennial College Story Arts campus. I'm here to help students with any personal difficulties they encounter that interfere with their academic success. I'm located in room 285 and I would like to invite students to book an appointment by either dropping by room 285 or contacting Tashana in room 284 at extension 8664.
Hey, welcome back to the Journal. I'm Anthony, and today I'm very lucky to have the very talented artist, Brandon Brown. It's good to have you here.
Nice to meet you.
So tell us, how long have you been in this field?
I've been making music seriously for probably about 8 months or so, but I've been singing since I was real young and performing, and it's really my passion. It's what I love to do.
Anything in particular, like getting you started, something that almost got the ball rolling?
Definitely, I needed an outlet to express myself a little further. That's what I use music for, really. It's more of an outlet for me to express what I'm feeling and that kind of stuff. So,
For sure. Music is more than just lyrics to some people, but specifically, what does music mean to you, and how do you feel about it when you're writing the lyrics?
Music is empowerment to me. When I'm making music, I feel on top of the world, and it gives an artist just the creative freedom, I guess, to do whatever they want and to bring to the people. And it's amazing to see people do it and see people like my music. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So as an artist, are there any really memorable moments for you in your career?
Definitely. A few years back, I did a show called Spotlight Charity Concert. So that all the ticket sales from that went to charity. So it was a nonprofit, and got on the stage, and a lot of my friends were out there supporting, and I didn't expect as many people to know me as there was. So it was for a great cause, and got a great experience out of it.
That's a really great story. Happy you got to share that experience. Do you create your own beats and your lyrics as well? Is it original work?
My beats, I don't. I get beats off a couple of people. One of them being Rare Bear. That's RRAREBEAR. You can find him on SoundCloud or YouTube. My most recent song, the one I'm performing today, is produced by CM Beats Music. You can also find them on SoundCloud and YouTube. And the lyrics, though, most of them are myself. You know, I'll be with some friends in the studio, and we'll come up with some hooks and that kind of stuff. I'm at a loss for writing, but for the most part, it's my own lyrics.
Did anyone in particular motivate you to start this field of work? Like, how did the process start? How did you really get things started once you picked it up?
I was very self-driven in a way. School wasn't my favorite thing, and I found that I was a little more productive writing music at home and going to the studio and getting things done. So in that way, I was very self-driven. That's how I kind of got the ball rolling. I got a lot of help from Mark Lauren. He's a brother at Zeta Psi Fraternity, studio manager at Fusion Radio, where I do a lot of my recording. So he kind of got the ball rolling. Also, a couple friends got me some shows. Shout out to Hunter Harker. He's awesome with that, and Kondraya as well, who gets me a lot of my stuff.
Cool. So in terms of music videos, albums, anything like that, any promos, what would you say the next step is for you?
Definitely, I want to get an awesome video out before the start of summer. Definitely going to be putting out some tracks. You should see one this week on my SoundCloud, YouTube, and Bandcamp. But definitely, we'll be dropping a video at the start of the summer. And by the end of the summer, I should have my album done.
Really excited for that. I can't wait to hear it. Is there a specific or certain way people can find you online, hear your music?
Yes, definitely. All my music is going to be on my SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and YouTube. So my SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/Brandon Brown Music Canada. You can find me on YouTube. Just search Brandon Brown and whatever track you like from my SoundCloud. And also on Bandcamp, it is brandonbrownmusiccanada.bandcamp.com.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Everyone, stay tuned till the end of the show, because Brendan here is going to give us an incredible live performance that you won't want to miss, so don't go anywhere. Now I'm going to throw it back to Des in the studio.
Thanks, Anthony. I can't wait for the live performance. Moving on, let's take a trip to the animal shelter. This next documentary is about the Etobicoke Humane Society, a nonprofit organization run by volunteers to keep their animals instead of putting them down. If you ever wondered about the adoption process, this is the perfect documentary for you. Let's take a look.
My name's Eris Jaffe, and I'm the manager for the cat section at the Etobicoke Humane Society. I've been volunteering for just over 2 years now. So there's many ways to help the animals. So number one is donating. We rely on donations to pay for the rent for this physical shelter every month, and of course to pay for the vet bills for all of our animals. We are 100% no-kill, so that means that if any of our animals develop a serious medical condition, we pay for it and we take care of them. We don't put them down because of their illness. So the adoption process here is centered around finding the best fit for each cat. So that means knowing the cat's personality. We look closely at what the cat's needs are and what the potential adopter is able to offer. And the adoption fee is $175.
My name is Gurleen Menhouse. I've been a volunteer here at Etobicoke Humane Society for 2.5 years now. I'm a volunteer coordinator, so I look after all the volunteer recruitment for our dog shelter, as well as I manage the day-to-day running of the dog shelter here as well. We have 7 dogs in-house and 2 dogs that are currently in foster care. Our dogs are posted on our website, and people that are interested in adopting a dog are encouraged to come in and meet the dogs before they put in an application. Our standard adoption fee for dogs is $400. That includes the spay and neuter, so all our dogs are spayed and neutered before they're adopted. They're also microchipped and they're up to date on their vaccinations. We do not offer any discounts because we do incur these costs for the dog while they're here. We are all volunteer run, so all of the donations that come in, they go into shelter care. So donations is really important for a shelter like ours. Going to a shelter and adopting a pet, you are actually saving 2 lives. You're saving the life of the dog that you're adopting, as well as making space for another dog that the shelter is then able to bring into the shelter and provide a home for them.
My God, those eyes. I can't. I'll be right back. I'm adopting them all right now.
Okay, wait for me. We'll go after the show. In all seriousness now, Dakota, why don't you introduce the next documentary?
This next documentary is about our former mayor of Toronto, Mr. Rob Ford. Unfortunately, Rob Ford recently passed away from cancer, which left the city of Toronto speechless. Brian Espinoza went out and got the reactions of Torontonians finding out the sad news.
Let's take a look.
I just think it's really tragic and sad because at the end of the day, he's a 46-year-old man, and this is quite young. And the cancer, I think it was 18 months ago that he was diagnosed, and so it seemed to go just really quickly. But the good thing is that he was surrounded by family and friends, and I think this is what we would all want at the end of our lives.
Saddened for his family, obviously. What I liked about Rob Ford was he really cared about taxpayers. So. And he was, I know personally, a couple of friends of mine and family members of mine that called him directly when he was a counselor, and he showed up at their door. He answered the phone directly, and that's what made Rob Ford, in my opinion, one of the better mayors of our town.
Well, being in that position, I mean, you're always going to come up against scrutiny. And I know that he was, some of his actions were definitely, would incite conversation. And as far as what he stood for, as far as how he helped, what I really like, as far as, not want to say anything negative about him at this time, it's not appropriate, but what I would say is that people are really showing up and tweeting and just talking about the good things that he did. I think, and I think at this point, when someone dies, then we should honor them and the good that they did, as opposed to remembering all the bad and controversial things that he might have done.
He will. Some of it bad, some of it good, but he will definitely have a lasting legacy. Sometimes on Jimmy Fallon, maybe, and sometimes on on late night TV. But some of it, actually, the taxpayers of Toronto appreciated what he did, and I know that. Everybody's, we hear on the news that everybody's heart goes out to their family right now, and their thoughts and prayers, obviously. So.
This man was, for good or for bad, he's will have a legacy. He has a name, and yeah, he'll be known, and he will be remembered for sure.
It's crazy to think that not even an hour after he passed, they're still talking about the whole crack scandal. Love him or hate him, people sure have a lot to say about our former mayor.
There will never be a shortage of opinions about Rob Ford. Our next doc is about a place we all know and love, or at least know, Scarborough. It's where the weekend used to hang out in the good old days. Scarborough is where it is at. This doc will give you all the details you have ever wanted to know about the place. Let's take a look now.
My name is Yasir Hussain. I've been a resident of Scarborough for the past 20 years.
My name is JP and I've been living in Scarborough for 18 years.
My name is Roldan and I've been living in Scarborough for about 14 years.
In 1796, Elizabeth Simcoe, she named Scarborough from her hometown back in England because when she looked off the Scarborough Bluffs, it reminded her of her hometown. And from that point on, that's how Scarborough got its name. And a lot of people, they wear it on their shoulders because even though they had, even though Scarborough was considered a ghetto or industrialized area, it definitely changed over the century. And people wear it on the shoulders because they feel proud from where they came from, because we literally started from the bottom, and now Scarborough is considered a mini Toronto.
Old Scarborough, like I don't want to go to Scarborough, it's the hood, but it's not even that bad. The most I've ever come across is like a crazy person on the bus, or like someone being loud and ratchet, but I've never seen like anything towards me. Like I've been good.
One moment that I had where I thought Scarborough was pretty bad was there was a shooting apparently in front of my house, but I didn't hear it. I wasn't home or when the time happened, but my parents said that they heard it a bit. And then the next day we just saw like bullets near my driveway.
So the Old Finch area, very old. Oh man, like I would say way back, like 1890s, maybe earlier. It used to be farmland, and like way back, and then throughout the decades past, they changed it to a golf course, which now got cut down to just a big suburban area for residents. People say that Scarborough's ghetto because of what the reputation it had back in the day. I do see where they come from, but it's definitely not how it is today. Throughout the 70s to the 90s, actually maybe early 2000s still, there was a lot of gangs and there was a lot of violence. It's all cleaned up now. Like people died, they got old, they got tired, right? And now the new generation, they try to live off that reputation by bringing another wave of crime and violence, but it just won't happen. The cops are smarter, right? There's a lot of people watching nowadays. You can't really do what you can't do, right? There's a lot of development that has happened over the years, and I would say that it's really safe to walk down the street like 12 o'clock in the morning without getting hurt. But the way I see it, when people say, "Oh, Scarborough's so bad," how do you live there? Everywhere you go it has its own little violence and crime. So no matter where you go, there's always going to be a dangerous feel to it. Other than that, Scarborough's a great place to live. I lived here for the past 20 years, and I can't see myself moving.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today's show. Make sure you check us out on social media to see what we're up to. I'm your host, Destiny.
I'm your host, Dakota. Hope you enjoyed all our docs we had for you today, and join us next week for another exciting episode of The Journal. And we will see you next time on The Journal.
Just kidding. Here's a live performance for Brendan Brown.
What's up? My name is Brendan Brown from Scarborough, Ontario. Find me on SoundCloud, YouTube, Bandcamp. Let's get it.
I ain't getting much recognition, but I still go hard in the paint, yeah. Hop a Uber to the frat house, shout one time to the Zay fam. Sending flames to the doorstep every time I walk up in the building on the main man. Hop a club to the black car on a come page, been complaining at the place. Dang, east side ting, it's the east side ting. Cats on move to the heat I bring. On the brim stay low with the ass so chink. Everywhere I go, this should crown me king. I done dropped 2 tracks anymore. We just smoking fat woods down by raw bars. I just got the drive for the shit. Why you so bar? Kiss me steady whipping through your parts. Said we moved to the playground. Gonna get the money, I can taste that. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Oh, said we moved to the playground. Gotta get the money, I can taste that. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Shows for the month, sold out to the plug. Record same day that I write and it's done. Late day fade, sipping cups of the mud. The flow's been way too dope. Wrap it up if you feeling my shit, let me know. Light up a blunt, send me a toke. I've been so tired of being so broke, so I dropped out of school. The school cats, I pay no mind to the people that paging me. They're not conducive to making my legacy. Educate myself on how to be better, me, fettermine, feeling the music, that's chemistry, yeah. So we move to the play club. Gotta get the money, I can taste that. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Oh, so we move to the play club. Gotta get the money, I can taste that. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Oh.
Struggle for days, pray that we make it up out of the rain. So get out of my way, predator presence that flow through my veins.
Studio sessions of lessons, expect to smoke out if you come to my section. We doing numbers, don't settle for less. And koala and finesse, so you peep the progression. I go so hard in this bitch, so the six feel the shit, no prescription. My vision ain't one in, that kid just got so much potential. Your team non-essential, we clearing the path to let real talent in. Crowds already be shouting my name out, but the track still be locked in the safe house. Been trying to get out of the ends with the paper and pen, I still roll with the same house. Never get quiet when smoking the loud. Slave to the page so they move to the sound. Right now I'm starving my shit underground, but I grind so that one day I'll make mama proud, yeah. So we move to the play club. Gotta get the money, I can taste that. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Gotta get the money like ASAP, oh. So we move to the play club. Gotta get the money, I can taste that. Gotta get the money like ASAP. Gotta get the money like ASAP, Shout out one time to Fusion Radio. All the boys at Zeta Psi Fraternity. You guys are awesome. All my friends that are out here supporting. I love you guys. Thank you very much.